Morning AYS. This is the AYS morning edition. This beautiful, well, it's not really beautiful outside, so we can't say this beautiful Saturday morning, but nevertheless, it is take 5, show 5, episode 5 of the AYS morning show. I like it. I think we might have to push the time back a little bit because I think it's too early for some people on a Saturday morning in the bayou. But we'll see. We will see. Travis says, good morning, Blake. Good morning, Travis. Shannon says, morning, everyone. Baseball had a rough one last night. Yeah, they sure did. They sure did indeed. We'll talk about that. I know a lot of people are freaking out and somewhat, okay, I agree with you. Somewhat like, come on, man, it's game one. Like the number one team in the country in Arkansas got beat last night by Alabama, got absolutely beat down. So it's baseball, y'all. It's baseball. Everyone do us a favor as we're starting the show, and I forgot to put the comment in there. Everyone do us a favor and hit the like and share. All right. So this is the AYS morning edition. Everyone that listening to us now on the podcast, viewing us, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Because, look, we're only like 300 away from being monetized. That's number one. And we have all the clips. We had Carter Bryant on. That was a good one. We clipped that up, and a lot of people enjoyed having Carter on Thursday. Ryan and Amanda Gidry, I know it's you, Ryan, but he says, good morning. Let's go get it done on the court today. Yeah, I mean, look, I've been making fun of the Bonnies. I've been calling them St. Bonaventure, kind of making a joke. Some people keep correcting me. I know it's Bonaventure. I literally am making a joke. So LSU does play St. Bonaventure today around a little past noon. So we'll be looking forward to that. We'll be looking forward to, look, can Trendon Watford stay hot? Darius Days has to have more than 2 points and 12 rebounds. When he gets going and he gets shooting the ball, LSU just bodes well. I mean, a lot of good things happen. So Darius Days needs to get going early. Trendon Watford needs to stay hot. And quite honestly, down the stretch, Cam Thomas, look, man, take your shots. It was the first time I'd seen Cam Thomas all year against Alabama, late parts of the game. I don't want to say he folded. He just stopped shooting. So we'll see. Michael Ray says yellow heart, purple heart, go Tigers. I appreciate that. Let's go, man. Let's go. We will talk about some LSU football spring updates as well. So you have any football questions? Let's do this. I never do this on the morning show, but hashtag Ask Blake. We'll do that. Mike S. on YouTube says, good morning, sir. Holden Lee, what is you snoozing? As my grandma would say, you snoozing for a bruising. Michael Ray says, AYSNDAM. That's what I'm talking about. And Damone. Lonnie Young Jr. says, good morning, y'all. And Julie Morel says, good morning, Tiger Nation. Good morning, Julie. Nick Idris says, my bracket's done. Yeah, I actually lead in a bracket. Ohio State had did y'all see the very quickly? I know Ohio State got beat by Oral Roberts, but you remember a couple weeks ago when everybody was saying when LSU baseball got beat, oh my God, who in the hell is Oral Roberts? Don't he even have a school? And then Oral Roberts just in the NCAA tournament beats Ohio State. I know it's two different sports. I know one's baseball, one's basketball. I get it. But Oral Roberts shows that, hey, we're coming up on the map. They gonna know us today. What I was gonna say though, did you see the Ohio State player that was literally getting death threats after the loss? The guy that scored almost 20 points and missed the final shot. That guy. He's getting death threats on Instagram, telling him not to return to Ohio State. It's unreal. Carl says also his bracket's done. James Tyrone says, good morning, go Tigers. It's only one game. Look, let's go to that. I know that there's a lot of people freaking out this morning and last night. Like James is saying right here, there's two things that we need to do. I know the LSU fans and myself sometimes, I'm not partial in doing this, We like to freak out sometimes, and it's okay, and overreact. And I know that I'm probably the biggest in doing that sometimes, but I'm not going to overreact to last night, not baseball wise. I'm not going to overreact. It is one game. Do I think that Jaden Hill should have been pulled earlier? Sure. But at the same time, it was great experience for him from down the road. Again, Arkansas got beat last night. The number one team in the country got beat last night, got beat down last night. One game in a series in baseball doesn't mean anything. Guys, if you sweep in the SEC, if you sweep any of these teams in the SEC, you had a fantastic weekend. Now, when Landon Marceau goes out there today, what will he put together? Can the Tigers get their bats going? I mean, guys, this team does lead the nation in home runs. So, I'm not going to – Carl Dunn says, Blake, you overreact? No. Yeah, sometimes I can overreact. But I'm not going to overreact right now. I mean, guys, we're talking about game one in the SEC. It's going to happen. Mississippi State is a really damn good team. The bats will get going. Cold, windy night, the bats will get going. And look to this because John's pretty much saying the same thing. Baseball is fine. Typical LSU baseball team blow early expectations during the season, then turn it up in the postseason. Go Tigers, and good morning, everyone. Good morning, Blake, listening from out at sea in Charleston. Okay, John. That's what I like to see. My man's out there. Keep listening, my man. Hopefully it'll have you let you have a good day out there on the water. I'll let you know if this happens again today and you don't hit, okay, let's continue to monitor. But there two completely different things here. Number one, either we're going to just continue to monitor the situation or we're going to overreact. Let's not overreact on a Saturday, not after one game. Because if you remember, at least I remember on Twitter, because everybody was tagging me in it saying, Blake, after game one of the season, Blake, this team doesn't have hitting. Blake, this team doesn't have anything good on it. They have a couple of starting pitchings and their relief pitching's really good. But other than that, they can't hit. And I'm like, just wait, bro. Just wait. And then game two, and then game three, and then game four, and then game five. So, again, I'm not going to overreact. That's not to say, though, that LSU – that's not to say that LSU will get out of the slump. I'm just saying let's just watch. Holden Lee says, I actually did good yesterday. I only lost one game yesterday. How many times did you say yesterday? Which was Ohio State? Yeah. No, ain't no way. Holden, you lost more than one game because only not even 1% of America. What was the other upset? You sure you only lost one game, Holden? Let me see that proof. I want to say that proof now. Robert Playson says, ask Blake, any update on the last spot for the 21 football recruiting class? Robert, I know that we talked about this Thursday night. Not really. I think that this team, that Coach O and them will go through the spring. I think that they'll continue to monitoring the situation, monitor who goes into the transfer portal. Look, Ed Orgeron, in my personal opinion, has been the absolutely best in the country at going and getting guys in the transfer portal. I personally think would be my order of who to look for. I would go safety, and then I would go center, and then maybe, Stan Polkey brought a guy in the comments brought up an interesting point Thursday night. He says, what about tight end? I mean, if it garners it and you've got a good enough tight end that can go out there and do it, then absolutely. Brian Viador says, good morning, Blake. Everyone have a great weekend. Go Tigers. That's what I'm talking about, Brian. Todd Landry says, fans are ridiculous at times. Well, look, the house that Skip built, right? I mean, Skip Berkman built a house that, quite honestly, in college baseball these days is unattainable. It's harder to do what Nick Saban's doing in football than in baseball. And people call me crazy, but it's much harder. That's why you don't see that many dynasties in baseball. I mean, you saw the Astros, but they cheated. You saw the Dodgers maybe get in there a couple times, but they lost. I mean, it's very, 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 very difficult in these days. Holy says baseball will be fine. Oh, let me get back to this about play zones. But yeah, Robert, that's the order I'd go in. That's the order I'd go in. So no, I mean there are some updates. Look, there's some pictures leaking out about. Look, we'll just say it. There's pictures that have been leaked out about Devontae Lee back at receiver. It's got some people upset and mad. DJ Mangus asked for him, y'all. I told you it was coming. I don't know how else I could say it, but I told you that Devontae Lee had a good connection with DJ Mangus and he was going back to receiver. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think that kid could be like an H-back. He can be a slot receiver. He can get you some. He's going to get some snaps, and he needs some snaps. Holden Lee says baseball will be fine even if we lose the series. I mean, it's against a top 3 team in the country. Like, relax. Well, you want to win. I mean, you want to win the series. I'm just not going to overreact over one game. Brian says Hill may take a few L's on Friday night games. And Brian, you might be right. He might. And look, we discussed this over the week when we discussed this. Everybody join the show. Do us a favor by hitting the like and share. Share it to some Facebook groups. Share it on YouTube. Share it to Twitter and all that stuff. We greatly appreciate it. Brian, he will, because look, this kid before last night's game started has not thrown more than 21 innings in college baseball. I don't think does Jaden Hill have the stuff to be your ace? Yes. He's not your ace right now. If me personally, moving forward, I think that Landon Marceau needs to be your Friday night starter. I'm just being dead ass honest with you. Dead ass honest with you. Jaden Hill is not your ace right now. Now, does he have the capability to be the ace? Does he have the stuff to be a top 5 pick? Absolutely. But right now he's not. You gotta flip Marceau. You gotta put Marceau in there. As much as I hate to say that, and I don't even know if I really hate to say that, you gotta put Marceau in because Jaden Hill has not been in that situation, y'all. And it's quite honestly not fair to Jaden Hill. I mean, you're asking this kid to come in and do something that, quite honestly, just I don't want to say is ridiculous, but somewhat can. Julie says pitching is one of our huge issues that baseball has. Yeah, it is. It definitely in the bullpen. Maneri calls. He takes out Jaden Hill. He brings in. Oh gosh, why is his name slipping my mind? 52. He brings in Hilliard. Hilliard gets up a hit, 2 runs. It is what it is. And look, they couldn't get out of their way. I mean, one of the 4 hits last night was a bunt single by Kay Beloso. I'm going to throw this out here too, and let me know if y'all agree with this. I'm going to get back to Blaine's question here, but I'm going to throw this out here. I'd bench Kay Beloso. I mean, look, you cannot. Holden Lee says, I promise, bro, I can post my bracket. Let me see that thing, I said. I told you, let me see that thing. You only missed one game? Let me see that thing. I don't know if you don't bench Cade right now. I know that he's kind of snake bitten. He's hitting the ball hard. He's hitting the ball right at people. But that's kind of the point. They're putting shifts on him. They shift the infield in the second to back. They shift the infield after 2 strikes. He hits the ball back up the middle. They fire it down to first, and he's out. I mean, that is the problem with Cade. It's kind of like the book's out on him. He's extremely talented. He's got a lot of experience, and he's extremely talented, but he's a little snake bitten right now. And with Travinsky doing what Travinsky's been doing, I don't know if you don't put him in DH, maybe let Milazzo catch. I don't know that. But I certainly would give it a look. Blaine says, I'm not freaking out, but you know what they say, Blaine, about all the words that go in front of but, right? They're Rudy poo. But we won't say that now. I'm not freaking out, but this is what I thought the problem would be. When we score 2 runs in the next 2 days total, we're going to see there's a big problem. Well, let's just see if that happens. Let's see if that happens. I mean, what if LSU scores 6, 7, 8, 9 runs today? We'll see. Carl Dunn says, good as advertised. Yeah, Mississippi State is really good. They're extremely good. Lonnie Young Jr. says, all teams in baseball are going to have bad days. Relax. RELAX, as Aaron Rodgers would say. Yeah. Julie says, outside of pitching, LSU has a problem of jumping out in front and looking like they get tired in the last part of the innings, look like the Southeastern game. Look, they have been they kind of just play around, but that's the signs of a young team, you know? That's the signs of a really young team. So Travis says Blake's face. What face? You mean this face, the Rock face? If you smell, but the Rock is cooking. Carl the Cat Dunn says everyone is better at college baseball now. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Guys, you have Coastal Carolina winning World Series championships. Think about what I'm telling you in that statement. Coastal Carolina won a World Series. College baseball is so much more. I don't want to say. How do I want to say this? I don't want to say an even playing field because the SEC absolutely runs college baseball, but it's not. You have these teams that come out of nowhere, like Rudy Poo State and Rudy Poo Tech and Rudy Poo University. They come out of the woodworks and they have really good experienced teams. James says, please, Tigers fans, don't apply football mentality to baseball. That's a great way to put it. James is right. That's a fantastic way to put it. Michael Ray says, put Devonta Lee at running back. Well, look, I've made this known because I've seen Devonta Lee play a lot. I mean, right here in A-Meet, a stone's throw away from where I'm at currently. I've seen him play a lot. I personally thought that Devonta Lee would be better suited on the defensive side of the football. Like, that was my opinion. I don't know if that's my, I still feel like he's a defensive player and he's kind of out of place. But DJ Mangus wants him at receiver. And Devonta Lee kind of needs to get going. They need to just lock him down in a position. For a playing time aspect, though, I think it's going to be hard for Devonta Lee if they don't put him in that H-back type of role or some kind of physical role. But he's never done that before. He's never blocked. He's never blocked in the box in the SEC. What I mean by the box is, there's a box. You have many people up front, and he's never blocked the linebacker in the box. He's never chipped the defensive end. Not like that, though. You guys know what I'm saying. Julie says Hilliard. Yeah, Hilliard. Mikael Hilliard came in. And look, he pitched well at times, but just gave up a hit and then 2 runs scored, and it kind of blew that game wide open, and that was the point. Carl Dunn, I thought that 2 weeks ago, put that Landon should be Friday night. Yeah, you got to go Marceau Friday night. I would put Jaden Hill Saturday and then keep Labus Sunday, especially with the pitching you're going to see on Friday night. Now, we're going to see what Marceau is going to do against this team today, but from what we know right now and what we've seen so far, I put Marceau Friday night because it's not fair to Hilliard. Now you're in a back-to-back game situation to win the series. You got to win back-to-back games. That's not a good feeling, y'all. It's not a good feeling. Robert says, I agree. I think Hayden Travinski at DH and more at bats. DH Travinski for Beloso. And then Lonnie Young says the shift is killing baseball. Lonnie, I don't agree with that statement. I completely don't agree with that statement because their goal is to get outs. And quite honestly, I get what you're saying because of hits and stuff like that, but it's their goal to get guys out. If we're being honest, if I were coaching Katie Beloso, and I'm not acting like whatsoever that Paul Maneri doesn't know this, start hitting the ball the other way, man. Start hitting the ball the other way. Now, he bunted down the third base line. That was beautiful on the shift. Brother, let the ball get deep. Square up on it. Let it get deep. Midway through, mid-third, hit it the opposite way. They have a book out on Cade Beloso. You're going to hit middle pull. And it's killing him. The shift is absolutely killing Cade Beloso. The shift's not killing baseball. Cade Beloso is killing himself by not letting the ball get deep. Guys and girls, if you don't know, let the ball get deep. When the ball travels deeper and you take the ball the opposite way and you shift and you pivot and you hit the ball the other way, that's what he's got to do. Quite honestly, he's not making an adjustment. That's on Cade Beloso. That's on Paul Maneri. That's on Eddie Smith. Tell the kid to take the ball the other way. There's not a lot of things that make me like a pet peeve of mine. Then look, you've had 3 seasons where you could be working on hitting the ball the other way. Cade Beloso is a really good hitter. Let's not get this thing twisted. Okay, he is a little snake bitten. We've talked about that. Let the ball get deep, my man. Let the ball get deep. And I know that they're pitching him a lot inside, so he'll pull. Find a way. Hey, and here's another thing too, Cade. If they're going to do nothing but throw you inside, gear up, blast that pucker up and kiss that baby goodbye, and blast that sucker over the fence. Stop thinking hitting everything back up the middle. If they want to pitch you inside, they want to jam you, you say you don't come in daddy's kitchen and you buck up and you send that thing over the intimidator. You want to know how I feel this morning? That's how I feel about Cade Beloso. Either tell the kid to start taking the balls the other way because he's getting pitched on the outside of the outside half of the plate, but they're trying to jam him because they know that they can put the shift on. They know he's going to pull it. They know that what he's going to do, and he's going to get out. Paul Brown says, "Happy Saturday, Blake. Happy Saturday, Paul." Carl Dunn says, "Put Cranford at shortstop, Arnold at second." Carl, I can't agree with you there. I mean, Arnold came in last night and literally on the first pitch, a ball was hit to him and he had an error. No. And look, Cranford had 2 balls. I get what I'm saying. That's kind of contradictory on Beloso, but he doesn't have as many as bats as Beloso. Cranford, the 2 hits last night, I know that they were outs, but he really rocketed the ball. I get what you're saying. If you're going to do that, okay, Thompson doesn't need to come out of the lineup for Cranford either. Thompson's your best infielder outside of probably, obviously, the wizard that we call Trey Morgan. Sean says, no matter what happens, I'm eating crawfish tonight. I like to hear that, Sean. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Trevor says, the face you made when calling out Holden in his bracket. I want to see that Holden bracket now. I want to see that bracket now. Julie says, I'm sure we can all agree that we love the SEC, but it wouldn't be sports if any given day the big dogs can lose. It's true. That's true. Adam says, none of that matters if you don't hit. Well, he is hitting. I mean, I get what you're saying, Adam. I get what you're saying. At least I think I know what context you're talking about this in. Let's see. A hitter should be able to do what Beloso did last night. Well, I mean, sure. But at the same point, look, and then I'll just go to Carl's comment right here. He says, Dr. Blake hit Dr. LOL. Good hitters make adjustments, and Bundy's right with this. Good hitters do make adjustments. He's got to make an adjustment. I mean, it's quite simple. I mean, watch what's been happening with Cade Beloso. They are trying to jam him inside. They are throwing everything in the kitchen sink on him inside. You know it's coming. I know it's coming. My grandmother knows it's coming. The mailman knows it's coming. The mailman's dog knows it's coming. His hairless cat knows it's coming. Everybody knows that Cade Beloso is getting pitched inside. Everyone. Sit back. Let that tattoo that puppy. You know that they're going to jam you on the first couple of pitches inside. That's their goal because they want you to pull it. Get everything you got behind it. Send that baby 495 feet because you got the ability to do so, and they will stop throwing you inside. I promise you. You start tattooing the ball, they will stop. They will legitimately stop throwing you inside. And quite honestly, lift something up in the air. However, when they start throwing you stuff outside, stop pulling it to second base. Stop trying to hit the ball. I get it. Stop trying to hit the ball back up the middle. I can't believe I'm telling the hitter to do that. But when they're playing everybody, literally, three people on the right side of second base, start hitting the ball the other way. Derek Jeter made a Hall of Fame career of hitting the ball the other way. James says, you're spot on about the shift. Baseball is about adjustments. It is about adjustments. It is about adjustments. And the God's honest truth, if you can't make adjustments at the plate, then you don't belong to be there. Kay Beloso has the talent. I just feel like his approach at the plate, his mentality at the plate is a little bit off. I think that you have to pull him for Chavinsky. That doesn't mean that I'm freaking out if they don't. This ain't a Miles Brennan, Max Johnson type situation here. You've had, what was it? They're 14-4. You've had 18 games. You've had an entire summer to adjust. Carl Dunn says, okay, Thompson at second base. No, you gotta keep Thompson at shortstop. He's literally your best infielder. Do you remember the rifle shot that Thompson threw to get the guy out the plate? Thompson doesn't need to leave shortstop. And quite honestly, Zach Arnold can hit, but Zach Arnold legitimately has the yips at second base. Again, comes in, first pitch, ground out, simple ground out. To second base, he commits an error, and then later on, it takes wizardry from Trey Morgan to get another guy out. Sean says, think Max Johnson has a legitimate shot at the starting job? Absolutely. I think he's your starter, and quite honestly, Coach O said he was your starter. So it's going to be a battle between him and Miles Brennan. And I think Max Johnson wins it out. And quite honestly, he should win it out. Now, I know that LSU is – and the crazy thing about this, Sean, LSU is forcing and kind of pushing this whole Miles Brennan thing. You know, guys on the radio and LSU's really posting a lot of videos and photos of Miles Brennan. I get what the agenda that they're trying to go with here. He's been here. If he starts and you have two younger quarterbacks that might not transfer, who gives a Rudy Poo? It's about winning games. It's about winning games. So I'm kind of done with this agenda of Miles Brennan. Coach Chris Garrett, what's up, Coach? He says, what would Brett Beard say about them baby stallions if no adjustments were made? If you want to know what the baby stallions were, you guys remember, and I've told you this, that we used to have to run a lot in JV. We would win games like 17-1. And we would run more, and then we'd play a team like St. Paul and lose 3-2, and we would never run. We would run, and we would run, and we would run, and then we would be called explicits, maybe not. I'm not going to confirm or deny that, but I mean, look, Coach Brett Beard, and when he would teach us, and Coach Chris Garrett at Franklinton, when he would teach us, if they're going to throw you middle third outside and you want to pull it and they have to shift on, that's you have legitimately done exactly what they want you to do. Start taking the ball the other way, young man. Start taking the ball the other way. And guess what? If they want to continue to throw you inside and try to jam you because they want you to pull, send that thing over the intimidator in the bleachers. You know it's coming. I mean, at this point, I know it. Watch a Kay Beloso at bat. I guarantee you the first pitch that you're going to see is a fastball inside every time. I mean, it is what it is at this point, and he's taking it. Take. gear up and pucker up and kiss that baby goodbye. If I know that, he's got to know that. Adam says, no, I typed that when you were talking about Marceau or Hill Friday, Saturday. Yeah, you got to put it's clear at this point. You have to put Marceau on the Friday. No other way. Carl Dunn says we need Rudy Poo t-shirts. We're struggling with our website right now. We're still gearing up to do some stuff. We got some big news coming up in the next couple of weeks with some sponsorship stuff. Robert Playson says a lot of kids these days care is about hitting home runs and pulling the ball instead of going the other way or where the ball's pitched. Well, I mean, you're right. You're right. But it just feels like I don't even know, and because I don't know the kid, but I don't know what his approach to the plate is. I mean, watch today. If Cade Belosso's in the lineup today, watch Cade Beloso in the first pitch that he's going to see at every at bat. It's going to be a fastball in the end. They're going to try to jam him. Now, what he has, and I don't even think it's that he's not seeing the ball well. I mean, because he's walking a lot. But, man, it's just, I don't know. Chili says, Blake, do you think pitcher recruiting could be a little bit better? Please don't take this the wrong way, Vic. In what capacity? Jaden Hill, Landon Marceau, AJ Labus, Blake Money, Fontenot, Matthew Beck. I know he's injured. I mean, they have Ty Floyd. They have a lot of good pitching. Again, which still goes to my point, Jaden Hill, who is projected to be a top 5 pick, got rocked last night. And you're not going to – and I see Adam's comment here. He says, if you don't hit – it doesn't matter who pitches. I get what you're saying there. I legitimately get what you're saying. But at the same time, you're asking a kid to go out there when you have a guy in Landon Marceau who legitimately has not given up an earned run. They did it. Think about this, Adam. They did it. Their Friday night guy did it. But I agree with you holistically. If you don't score, it doesn't matter how you pitch. But yes, it does. Yeah, it does. I get what you're saying, though. I agree with you to some extent. Corey says, how about them hoops at second last night? Oh, Hops at second last night. Yeah, Carly Cranford got up, man. That was like, I was like, damn. Oh, so like we can dunk is what you're saying. Like we can dunk. Joe on YouTube says, LSU offense looked different with Max. He is your starter next year. He's got to be. He's got to be, y'all. I mean, I don't know. I for the life of me, I don't fully understand. Hey, buddy. Hey, come see. Dad show. Yeah, Dad show. Oh, boom. And here's our co-host. Say hey. Tell him hey. Oh, he's a weak boy. Hey, how old are you? Are you getting shy now? Are you getting shy now? Are you getting shy now? Tell him bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Look at that. Look at that. Everybody, look at this jammies. He got the crawfish. He got the crabs. He got the pot. He got the cone. Say love you. Bye. Love you. Mwah. You smell like pancakes. Hey, what's the snake say? Carl says the star of the show's here. Yeah, I guess you guys want to see him more than you do me. I know that's right. Vic says the bullpen has been a bit shaky to start the year. And are you hearing anything on basketball recruiting? Yeah, it's been shaky. And basketball recruiting? No, not really. I also haven't really been digging. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I haven't really been digging, but let's see. Brian says Cranford looks lost at the plate. Arnold gotta be at second. But here's the thing. I don't know if I completely agree with that because Arnold is horrendous at second. Like horrendous. My man has been legitimately bad. Like really bad. Guys, I think if I'm not mistaken, I need to go check this. 1, 2, 3. I need to go check this, but I'm pretty sure my man's got like 6 errors at second. He's been really, really bad. I mean, at what do you not remember the double play to keep you in the game that Cranford turned? I mean, the hops. He saved you a run. I mean, look, defensively, he's really good. In defense, it's not always about offense. I get what you're saying. You need to score runs. But at some point, when you're giving up runs and you're giving up runners and allowing guys through errors to get on base, that is just as horrendous. 3! Yay! All right, Ben's telling me it's playtime. Kyle Mitchell says Paul Mainieri is the Les Miles of baseball. Guys, no, he's not. I'm sorry. I don't agree with you there. I don't agree with you. You do realize Paul Mainieri's worst seasons is getting to a super regional, right? Like Les Miles, how? Guys, they lead the nation in home runs. That's offense. Les Miles never produced offense. Ever. That Rudy Poo never knows an RPO concept. That Rudy Poo doesn't know the concept of 3 wide receiver set. That Rudy Poo doesn't know how to recruit a good quarterback and wouldn't know a good quarterback if it slapped him in the face. No, guys, I know that a lot of people are saying this. Kyle, I love you to death, brother. I love you to death. I can't go there. The man is the most winningest coach in college baseball. You understand right now, active coaches. Like, y'all get that, right? But we got to stop comparing football and baseball. It's two completely different beasts. Completely different beasts. Hey, you know what? Again, Arkansas is the number 1 team in the country and got beat down last night. Legitimately patty smack. Bad baby, bad baby. And I can't believe I'm sticking up for Paul here. I'm not. Les Miles is the worst coach we've had in 10 years. I hope, well, maybe outside of Johnny Jones and Nicky Fargas, but what that man stood for, he's the worst coach we've had, man. All right, last comment, then we'll get out of here. Cody says, Cranford getting the start shocked me considering he hasn't started all year. Cranford was great last night. Can't expect him to be high at the plate. Yeah, that's also another thing. Cranford's only had a handful of at-bats. So saying the kid can't hit, you haven't seen Collier Cranford 50 times at the plate in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, you legitimately haven't seen the kid 50 times at the plate. You're saying he sucks. Brian says this is Les Miles with Lane Kiffin at OC. No. Oh, my God. No. Les Miles would never let Lane Kiffin, nor would Lane Kiffin ever come and be the OC. All right. You know I love you, Kyle, but no. He's not. Paul Mainieri is not the Les Miles of baseball. It's just, I can't, I just can't stand by that. All right, guys. Well, this was the AYS Morning Edition. Everybody go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go do it right now. I want to do a postseason. Come tell the people bye-bye. Come here. Come tell the people bye-bye. Tell them bye. Say bye. We'll see you guys later, though. Tell them bye-bye, Ben. Ben, do not do that. Don't be sour. Tell him bye. Tell him bye-bye. Say bye. Tell him bye. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. 1, 2, 3. I love you. All right. Daddy's getting off the show. All right, guys. Kyle says, thank God he looks better than you. I know. Thanks, sweet baby Jesus. He looks like his mother. God, praise the Lord. All right, guys, we're out of here. Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good day. Peace out, guys.